Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official Jet Central meeting that not only promises to take Jet Central down a new direction, but also change the foundation of Jet Central forever. I am with Brian Sosa, Brandon Cox, Damian Jenkins, and off screen we have America Serta, Xavier Rodriguez, Jalen Taylor. Also, my sort of cousin is here as a technical guy. Exactly. And the reason I am making this in video form is because not only will the members, current members that are not here presently have to see this, but new recruits and anyone we bring in the future, because not only is this a slideshow presentation, but I'm going to be explaining in more depth and detail, like exactly what the slides mean. So, for the first part of this, it's just going to be everything you get here, you will earn. Jet Central is not a base where you just have to be a good actor to get a certain role. Jet Central Films is a ladder. You start from the bottom and you make your way up. You prove yourself to your fellow members, and most of all, you prove yourself to me. You get things based on what you deserve, and you work your way up if you want to see your Jet Central career improving as time goes on. Your path is what you make it, and there are no shortcuts. We will not give you opportunities based on personal feelings of you, or treat you differently than other just because of who you are inside. Every single one of you starts out at the very bottom of our team, and it's up to you on how far you rise. You are all equal members until proven otherwise. Just because you are a good actor doesn't mean you have the commitment, passion, drive, dependability, and attitude you will need to make it in Jet Central Films. Things like showing up for videos, recruiting, and joining the new production team are a few of the great ways to make a name for yourself here. So this more so pertains to people that really don't know what we do here, that think that they can just kind of come in and audition and get any role they want. Well, it's not like that. Here, you get things based on what you earn. For example, all of these guys are already a step up above anybody that didn't make it because they're here for this meeting. A mandatory, important meeting that all of the members need to be here for. Some members, have work. Some members, possibly have school. And then some other members, their priorities are just not where they should be. But for the people that are in the room currently, I appreciate all of your time. Now, there are going to be some rules in this new era. We will have a penalty fee when a rule is broken. We will go by baseball rules. 3 strikes and you will be suspended from the team for a long amount of time. Number 1, failure to show up to a shoot without previous notice. No longer will it be acceptable to agree to a shoot and completely be a no-show without contacting us ahead of time. Also pertains to meetings and other events. This pertains to anything. I'm not going to accept it anymore. If you can't make it or something, you let me know in advance. You know what I'm saying? None of this, me calling you, me going out of my way to contact you because, you're not there and you're supposed to be. From now on, if you do that one time, you get 1 strike. 2, harassment. I personally don't care about your personal or sexual needs. You want to hook up? Join a dating team. This is a team, this is a family, but most importantly, this is a business that we hope to expand upon. I can't stress this enough. You want to know why there's mostly guys in here? Because guys scare girls away. And it has to stop. Leave girls alone. If a girl comes in here, let her be. Let her just do what she has to do. If she makes a move or something, that's a different story. But 95% of the time, it's not that. It's usually a guy coming in thinking, oh, cool, a girl came into the company. No, the girls are not for you. 3, a season or more absence. Why be a part of the team when you can't make the time to participate in projects? 3 months or more of a no-show? Strike. At the beginning of every season, we will see which people have made it and participated in at least one thing and which people didn't. You get a strike for that. Remember, 3 strikes, you're out. The production era. I've been talking about it a lot. I've talked about how this meeting is the start of it. Welcome to the production era. An era that promises to change the landscape of Jet Central Films. An era that promises to take Jet Central to the next level and the next stage in our growth. By far, this will be the most important era in Jet Central history. However, we cannot accomplish these goals without the participation of you, the Jet Central members of this great team. Right? And I'll explain what I mean by that in a few. The first big change that's going to be happening, department additions. Those of you that are currently involved in Jet Central Films are very familiar with the fact that the JCWA department, other than the occasional video game episodes from their department, was the only active department in the last year and a half. Due to tedious and long editing days and also being the only guy putting together all projects, I couldn't handle working on more than 2 departments at once. JCWA was and still is a constant bi-weekly program that requires most of my free time. Now, on this screen, this is just to give you guys an idea of what I do. For you guys, all the time, all the sacrificing. That's why when I just asked to come to a simple premiere or just little thing, that's nothing compared to everything I do for you guys. I sacrifice my life for you guys. As you can see here, feature films takes about a year or two, to film. Editing about 3 to 6 months, except Murder Avenue is kind of a special case. And it shows, how long shorts, minis, all JCWA stuff, if you notice. Countdowns, tributes, Joe and John plays trailers, Scare Silly Squad. No, I take breaks and take days off working on projects sometimes. All right? Question. What is the most demanded department that people want to see make a return? For anyone that hasn't seen this yet, would you like to answer that?
Minis.
Minis?
That's
The
what
shorts
I said.
department. One of the most memorable eras of Jess Central's recent years, the shorts era, was an era where we did nothing but, you guessed it, short films, as well as minis. Although other videos outside of shorts were done as well, a little bit of wrestling and a show called You Know What I Don't Get. This was a booming era in Jess Central that saw the creations of some of the most memorable videos in Jess Central history. Spoofs on things like Saw, Paranormal Activity, Friday the 13th, Scream, Quarantine, and even the show Cops. Created so many classic series like If Life Was Like, 10 Most Annoying Types of People, TradeFriends.com, Detective Dick, and Thug Whistle. Other funny shorts include Cupid Must Die, Valentine's Day Short, Battle of the Sexes, Bandit Brothers Their First Heist, and many more. So this is only an example of all of the creativeness that we had during the shorts era. Now imagine it with me. Wouldn't it be great to bring shorts back? Like everybody, just think about it. Wouldn't it be cool to have shorts back? That's the big thing everybody's talking about. Everyone wants to see Detective Dick. Everybody wants to see new and old series come to form. With this new era, we can do that. Heck, what about bringing minis back? How cool would it be to have our own paranormal mystery show? Wouldn't it be cool to have a new web series or bring back the Chess Murder Chronicles? Wouldn't it be great to have all these things while finishing off the JCWA and starting up another feature film? Now you might ask, how are we going to do all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we going to do all this stuff, especially with, one person or whoever I request to help me? Number two, that's going to be changed in Jess Central. Starting in this new era is the production team. This will be the glue that holds everything together in the new production era. A known thing to some, but a pitch to others, the production team will be a group of about 6 to 8 members mixed with outside help like YouTube Buddy, Random School Lunch, that will take control of these smaller departments while I put the majority of my focus on the feature films. Extra hands, extra minds, extra help in general will cause a growth unlike any other, with constant videos from all departments. Each person or each pair will take control of a department, taking complete control editing-wise of what goes on in it. This sounds like I'm asking for a lot of your time, right? With college, 2 jobs, an internship program, and 4 kids, how can you possibly have the time to commit to a production team? You know what I'm saying? It's easier than you think, actually.
It's still recording.
Is it? Okay, the computer that this is being recorded on just turned off, so we're a little bit confused here. Moving on. So basically this means we plan for 5 people to be in charge of 1 department each. 4 independently ran, 1 partnered with me. This basically pertains to editing wise, which I will teach any and all who request to learn. It's not hard, guys, trust me. You can request to also create episodes, coming up with your own ideas, as well as being in charge of shooting it. However, if you feel creating isn't your thing, you can just edit videos and we will take care of directing and creating. You have free choice. So pretty much anyone that's going to own one of these departments has free choice to either edit or, actually creatively write scripts and put their own projects together. Now, this is only an example of the type of schedule you guys will be seeing in this new era. Department schedule example. Although we don't know officially when the departments will start forming up, consistency-wise, below is the ideal schedule for all departments. Feature films are in their own categories based on time, and JCWA's bi-weekly Platinum show will be ignored in this example in favor of what a continuing JCWA department slot would be in this new era, meaning if somebody else was running it after JCWA Basement Rumble 2014. So basically, if JCWA was to continue, well, it is going to continue for a couple of months. It would go by after the Basement Rumble by every other month thing. This explains it more. Basically, each person will need to work on a total of 1 episode of the department every 2 months. If 2 months have 30 days each, then out of 60 days, you will be shooting for 1 to 3, depending on your department, and editing for about 1 to 3 more. Again, maybe higher depending on your department and your speed. So around 2 to 6 of your time, 2 to 6 days of your time out of 60 days if you're working on something small. Also, if you're in charge of a department and want to make more frequent videos, address me as soon as you can. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. What do you guys think that means? What do you guys think I'm talking about?
Editing the JCWA.
What will happen to the JCWA? As I stated on the JCWA and Just Central Films Facebook pages, the JCWA will come to an end after 6 JCWA Platinums and JCWA Basement Rumble 2014. The only way I would even consider keeping it around is if it sticks to the once every other month schedule we will most likely be having, and if it is completely taken over by somebody else editing wise. This also includes getting a new wrestling spot for the possible future JCWA bi-monthly show, as I will not be helping out technically, aside from ideas and on-screen matters. If anybody is that passionate about the JCWA and wants to see it continue, you will need to take over editing all episodes. Otherwise, there will be no more discussion on the topic. For serious recruits, JCWA is mandatory. Because, let's face it, JCWA is way more than wrestling, and I think people get confused by that. People think, they see moves, they see the whole wrestling atmosphere, but they don't understand that you not being a part of the JCWA because you're not into wrestling is going to ultimately hurt you. Because it's going to show us that, you're not open-minded and you don't give things a chance. You don't see what it's about. Don't judge something until you're a part of it. That's all I have to say. So, this goes out to anybody. Anybody that wants to take over JCWA, I'm happy to keep it going, but I'm not going to work on it anymore. Alright? For any department you wind up running, editing-wise, I will teach you everything the way that I used to do the videos in your department. For example, if you run the shorts department, I will show you how I put shorts together. Aside from the 5 that will be in charge of their departments, the rest of the production team will be asked to assist department owners at times and help with other Just Central Films matters. They will also be working with the new real-life Just Central General Manager, who will be confirmed soon, on matters such as location scouting and recruiting. Okay? If you're still confused, this lets you know 2 of the new departments that's going to be happening. Information on new potential departments. One is the Chess Murder Chronicles Season 2. Would revolve around 6 lead characters whose paths intertwine when they all get involved in a common situation. Kind of like the first one, but obviously if we're going to do this, we're going to want to change up the ideas, change up the story a little bit. I'm also not going to be working on this at all. This is going to be mostly for who's going to be in charge of that department. But, we'll always give ideas, you know what I'm saying, and help out either way. Just Central Mysteries. This is actually an idea that Brian Sosa came up with. By the way, the reason I'm doing the Chess Murder Chronicles Season 2 is it's high on demand. People like the first season actually better than me, so that's why we're going to have a Season 2. Just Central Mysteries. We'll need a creepy host. You will be revealed stories by actual people based on actual paranormal events they've experienced in their lives. Members will take on reenactment roles, so that's where the acting comes in. You reenact what actually happened to them. And these are real stories. These are not going to be made up in pretend time, right? It's not going to be made up. These are going to be legit people that had legit experiences with the paranormal.
I think Aaron should be the creepy host.
Probably. Or Sosa. Get ready for the big reveal. You will now get the first bits of information on our next feature film. You ready? This is the big one, guys. Right? Damien, come into the shop for this. This is going to be Hidden Intentions, which is a working title, but most likely that's going to be the name because we think it sounds cool. This is the synopsis. When a hiking trip goes horribly wrong, leaving 2 people dead, a lowlife from the neighborhood suspects the only survivor of having something to do with it, after he was told different information about what happened as opposed to what was told on the news report. Production starts late September, early October 2014. So that's the big thing happening this year. A lot of recruits we've been bringing in because of this. Me and Brian Sosa will be pretty much co-directing, co-creating, and the original idea of this came from a dream. I dreamt this. I dreamt me as the character. I dreamt the funeral scene. I dreamt what happened on the hiking trip. So this is basically based on that. Sosa liked it. We decided to coexist and put it together and do all the casting and location scouting ourselves and hooking everything up. So this is pretty much going to be meshed between Murder Avenue and its sequel. So far, the confirmed cast, there's going to be three male main characters. One is played, of course, by me, because of course I'm going to give myself a role, because I am a great actor. Joseph Torres, I will be playing Brandon, all right, and I'm pretty much the low-life, pathetic, crazy-haired guy. Brian Sosa is the clean-cut, professional guy. His character's name is Vincent. He's basically the main antagonist. He's the one that, was on the hiking trip and all of that. So me and him are going to have a lot of interactions in the film. The third character is where things get interesting. There's going to be a character named Max. Max is going to be my best friend in the film, and he gets killed between the middle and the end of it. He tries taking matters into his own hands. Because of that, he gets killed. So far, there's three people that can actually go for this role that I feel has the acting ability, has the consistency and dependability that they need. Damian Jenkins, Aaron Benham, Jalen Taylor. This is how it's going to work.
It will be interesting to see Aaron in that role.
Right? Very bizarre as well. But that's how Aaron likes it. Damian Jenkins has the choice right now. He has not given me an answer, but because he is an elite and because he is an icon here, because he deserves it, he gets to decide if he's going to take the role of Max or if he's going to pass it on to somebody else. If he passes it on, Aaron's the second one in line. If Aaron passes it, yes he is, Aaron's a legend, you know this. If Aaron passes it, Jalen gets it. Jalen can't pass it to anybody. Those are the only three that's qualified. And I feel that could do a really good job acting-wise because despite JCWA having a lot of wrestling, what really matters is the acting here, guys.
To be quite honest, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
the problem we were having for a long time is that too many people got caught up on the wrestling and people strayed away from what we are, which is a film company. The feature films is our main goals, and this is why this film, along with Murder Avenue, must be submitted to a film festival. That is the goal. That is where we need to be. We are merely just going back to stage one on a higher elevated scale. Mm-hmm. So therefore, the features department will be taken care of by my partner Joseph Torres, and on council, myself, Brian Jacob Sosa.
Yes. And eventually, I would like to have more co-directing gigs. Exactly, America Serta just raise their hand for anybody else because it makes it easier for me as well if I have someone else co-directing, writing, creating, etc. And there's a bunch of characters here. Many more, it says here, and many more male and female roles to apply for, supporting and small roles. That's what a lot of you guys are going to get. We're going to try to give people roles based on them deserving it and earning it because, again, that's what the company is. That's what the team is, I should say. America gets first pick as far as the female roles is concerned. And you guys, because you guys are here today, you guys will get early picks as well before any of the other people gets to choose characters. Okay? It doesn't guarantee you'll get the character that you picked, but if we see that you can pull off that role and you can handle the responsibilities, go for it. You know what I'm saying? There's actually going to be more female roles than you think. Besides the fact of America being the only legitimate female member here from this decade at least, we've been bringing in a lot of female recruits. One male recruit, about 5 female recruits, and they're going to be participating in Hidden Intentions as well.
I would like to specify at the same time that through the course of Jet Central history, we have constantly been asked the question, why is it we don't have many females? And my partner and I here have discussed this on many occasions, and we came up with a system that works. We have gone on constantly telling every member in Jet Central, please just give us somebody that you know and we will take care of it from there. No one did it, so Mr. Torres himself has notified myself. We work together as a team, and because of our effort, we have confirmed 5 new females.
6. Oh, well, female-wise, yes, 5.
5.
Exactly, right? That deserves kind of a round of applause. And that was in the last, 2-3 weeks?
2-3 weeks.
And we're not done.
At all.
There's still other people. There's still a couple of girls and I think 1 or 2 guys left.
Correct.
That we have to audition and, talk with and meet up with.
Now this is where we really push the nitty to the gritty on this one. In the past, everybody used to say, well, Joseph has to do the editing, Joseph's got to do the editing, Sosa's going to run his mouth, and that's basically how it's going to go. Not anymore. Production era is a new era, which means all of you here get a brand new challenge. The people that I have recruited along with my partner are people that want to learn how to edit, people who are models, people who know places, people songwriters, composers. There are people who play instruments. There are people who are singers. So what does this mean? This means that from now on, we will not be using anybody else's music. We will use our own.
Or at least try to get to that
Exactly.
point. Definitely.
And we have people who have automobiles that will help us out in those aspects. Basically, we're not bringing, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde through the door. We're actually bringing in models, people who are actually good candy to look at, but at the same time have that talent and that drive that we're looking for.
They're models and role models.
Exactly. So here's the point that we're trying to say. For now on, everyone in this company cannot just say, hey, I just do a short and that's it. For now on, everybody's going to have to do the due diligence and is going to really have to work hard. Because the moment that you don't, just like my partner said, you screwed your own career over yourself.
Exactly. But what we're basically saying, in a way, this new era doesn't even ask for more of your time. It really doesn't. Even if you're owning a department, you think, oh no, you need someone that's free. No, we don't. We need someone that out of 60 days can sacrifice at least 3 to 4 to 5. That's not a lot. Everyone has breaks. Everyone has days off of work. Everyone has days off of school. Everyone has those days where they're not doing anything. Instead of doing something that doesn't matter, do something productive that's going to help your future. Because unless you guys want to stay in the same area that you are now, doing the same shit that you're doing today, you need to seriously invest your time into Jets Central Films. Because this is the biggest shot of us making it somewhere. And I mean seriously making it somewhere. But we can't do that with the way people have been acting in the past eras, which is basically like, well, we only care about wrestling. Oh, you want me to edit? I'm okay. Oh, you want me to... Basically, we encourage everyone needs to do something in this new era. Something. Whether it be recruiting, location scouting, joining the production team. Everyone, you can't sit on your ass and just expect to reap the benefits. That's not going to work anymore. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has to do something, no matter how little, no matter how grand. Anything that you can do to help out the team and help the growth of our team, that's what's going to keep you guys alive in this new era. The weak people, like some of the people that didn't show up today, like some people that I'm not going to mention, I don't see surviving in this new era because they're not about this shit, and apparently they're comfortable with their regular life. They're comfortable with just, the bare minimum. I'm not comfortable where I am in life right now. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you are not comfortable in where your lives are right now, and the stresses you guys are going through, and the bullshit you have to deal with to make $1. And I want to change that for every single one of us because I see the talent in all of you. I could have just went on my own and just been an actor and said screw everybody, and I'll just do me. I don't want to because of you guys. Because I want to take you guys with me. I think the world should be introduced to Brian Sosa. The world should be introduced to Damian Jenkins, America Soda, Brandon Cox, Jalen Taylor, Xavier Rodriguez. Even you can fix some computers and shit. You know what I'm saying? But the whole point is we're all talented. And we all want to do something big. And give yourself the chance to do something big. Because it's more so what you guys do as opposed to me in this new era. If you don't decide to do anything, I'm not going to say anything. But I'm going to watch and pay attention. I'm going to know that you didn't do it. So I'm not going to scold you. I'm not going to go, oh, you shouldn't have done that. I'm just going to keep quiet. And then you're going to find out the hard way when things don't go your way later on. After you realize, well, maybe I should start doing something before I get fired here. You know what I'm saying? If there is a Murder Avenue 2, it will probably be the next. Another big reason why Murder Avenue 2 is not happening right after Murder Avenue 1 is we don't have a strong enough main cast. We are taking the Final Destination approach where each film has a different main cast and the other people make appearances. I don't see a strong enough Elite version 2, which is the fancy way of saying the Murder Avenue 2 main characters. I don't see a cast strong enough yet. But with Hidden Intentions, this could hopefully bring us talent and also bring you guys to step up your game a little more so you can be more taken seriously in this team. So I can look at you and go, this person's good for this role. This person's good for that. Now, talking about Murder Avenue, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering, what's going on with Murder Avenue? It's been so long, man. Didn't we finish that like a year or two ago? Joseph, what are you doing, man? The only editor at Just Central that does everything here. Why are you slacking? Murder Avenue is pretty much done. Apart from tweaks I had to recently do, I also had to fix some shots that were too dark or too bright. Had to sharpen a few shots up and also had to fix sound errors as well. Special features are being worked on now, almost now. The last parts needed before the film becomes a full purchasable DVD. Think about it this way. If we already had a production team, by now, the movie would have been finished a long time ago. And I mean that. If the production era started years ago, Murder Avenue would have been done. We probably would have been in the midst of our next film. We'd probably be up to Murder Avenue 3 by now. But the fact that I'm doing everything is the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I know you guys have your own lives and you got your own things, so you guys are not really worried about me. But think about it this way. Like, how would you feel if you were in my shoes? You were constantly putting things together non-stop. You're doing a short here. Joe and John plays there. Scare Silly Squad there. Oh, look, we're planning a movie. We're planning that. We're planning that. And then when you ask, hey, can you show up to this or show up to that? And then not only do they not show up, but they don't let me know. That's a slap to the face. That's a slap to the face. And
I'd be one cranky ass.
Yeah.
Excuse my language.
And it's wrong. It's wrong because we're trying to be professional and you have to have a professional mindset if you're going to be professional. That doesn't just mean putting on a suit and tie. That means actually being professional. Right? So, Murder Avenue, in reality, this week, the movie should be like 100%, not going back, not tweaking nothing. Because that's what it's been lately, tweaking things and fixing things up. I took out one of Alonso's hits because you were kind of complaining about it. Things like that, you know what I'm saying, to make the film better. You know, if people have a complaint with the film, if I can change it or fix it, I will. But if I can't, you just have to deal with it. And that was weird. Next slide. Also, I will be making a special documentary about the misconceptions and underestimations of backyard wrestling. No title yet, but this project is expected to be created sometime later this year. This will be a full-fledged documentary where I talk about how other people see backyard wrestling and how it's wrong for them. Example, ring veterans. Oh, you're wrestling in a park. You're not at my level. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. Maybe they don't have access to things like you do. You know, and backyard wrestling has such a negative tone. You know, it's talked so downly constantly. It's not like being an independent actor or filmmaker. You get praised for being an independent filmmaker. You don't get praised for being an independent wrestler. You know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about my views on wrestling, and I'll be getting people from different backyard feds, ring feds, whatever, like people in the team that has wrestled in here, including myself, people from other feds, people from here, there. Anyone that has anything to say about backyard wrestling will be said here. That might be a special feature of Hidden Intentions as a double package. Okay, so that's happening this year as well. Now is the time where you all join me for the creative side of the meeting, where we all come together and bounce ideas off of each other. These are the topics we shall discuss. Thank God, now I can take off my glasses. My blind ass. The Chess Murder Chronicles Season 2 ideas. Now this is something brand new. Okay, this is the suggestive section of the meeting that I talked about earlier. How many of you don't know what the first season of Chess Murder Chronicles is about? Never seen it? You knew about it? Okay. It's hard to explain, but it's pretty much the plot that I stated, where 6 people, their lives intertwine when they all come in contact with someone. It just happens to be the Miles Brown character from Murder Avenue, which is a little weird but interesting at the same time. And this one I wanted to be changed a little differently. Do you guys have any suggestions on how 6 people that don't know each other would possibly interact in sort of a suspense, thriller kind of atmosphere?
One question. Will it be in any way related to the first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, and characters from the second one would make references to the first, but none of the main characters of the first one will be main characters of the second one. It will be 6 new main characters. So that's also 6 new roles you guys can gun for. You can gun for, you can just say, oh yeah, I played football with one of the characters from the first season. You know what I'm saying? Everybody could apply for roles. We'll make appearances back, I'm sure. But that's, mostly to get more people into roles and things like that.
So a general idea how everybody will connect, or individual ideas of how each person will connect?
Each person will have their own episode, like the first season, and then at the end, that's the only thing that I would like to keep, that concept of every episode, someone has their own personal episode, like the first season, and then at the end, they all, come into tuition. Whatever you guys want to add on top of that, highly up, definitely up to you guys. What was that question you had earlier? I would like to answer that now.
About the couples?
Okay, if they come, we've had situations like that, like Mark and Olivia, and and whatnot. We can't do anything about that, and that's perfectly fine as long as their drama doesn't interfere with anything we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how that is. One person might want to leave because the other person is here and they broke up with them or they got an argument with them. So you guys catch my drift why I make rules. I make rules to deny stress. You know what I'm saying? And avoid stress. Avoid situations before they happen. That's why these rules are made. So anybody else have any ideas on what Chess Murder Chronicles Season 2 could be about?
I don't think it should relate to the first one. I think it should be a whole new
Well, it's
plot.
going to be... It relates in a sense that it's in the same universe. But it's not... I'm not going to have it where it's a guy that he has to kill someone at a hotel and blah, blah, blah. It could be complete... It doesn't even have to do with the Browns.
It's
Okay,
like
yeah.
it's,
Yeah, it could be completely...
I mean, like you mentioned, Final Destination. It's like Final Destination, although it's in the same universe and characters make
Exactly.
appearances. It's not exactly their story. It's a completely different story within the same parameters.
Exactly.
Okay.
So anyone could apply for it. You guys make that your own. Because Chess Murder Chronicles Season, that's one thing that I'm really not going to be dealing with at all, really. You know what I'm saying? And I want it to be something that we get someone good enough to take over the department and people good enough to star in that web series. You had a question?
No, I was gonna say, you remember that one movie we watched where, like, it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch, whatever, she was in it. And they, at the end, they were all in the basement, they had to figure out why they were all there. And then
Seven Dead. I think
Is
it
it
was.
Yeah, I
no,
think so.
9 something.
9 Dead. Was it?
9 dots, some shit like that. I don't know. 9 Dead, yeah,
That
whatever.
movie was
That movie
So
is
it
the
is-
most biggest abomination.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hollywood
but
ever
point is,
made.
I like the part where they all had to figure out why they were all there.
We could do something like that. Like maybe they're getting cryptic messages, the characters, or something related to that, and it leads to all of them meeting up in one place. I like that.
And then they're just like, okay, what are you doing here? Did you
Exactly.
get the same? No, I got a
And it could be like sort of like a game almost in a way. There's so much things you guys can do with
I've
it.
seen,
And
many, I've seen many movies like that with different titles, but it's all like that same concept. Like one,
I'm just saying, I get paranoid when the screen goes off.
like one. I think
Oh, sorry.
it's alright. One of them was like the cube where they're in this like thing that keeps changing up every now and then. But the
That's exactly the difference.
You told me to. Okay, so basically, this is good. I'm not gonna have any creative control over Chess Murder Chronicles Season 2 because I want this to be a chance for you guys to start expressing your creativeness. Because I know I'm not the only creative person here. Yeah, I use it more than most people, but there's nothing I do that's special that none of you guys can do.
We just need to
Honestly.
we just need to be motivated.
Editing, directing, you just need motivation. Exactly. And anything you can be learned. Anything can be taught to you. You're not stupid. Your brain, you don't have half a brain. You can't just not know things. Everyone should be fine.
if you have a big imagination, you got a vast amount of creativity.
Yeah.
What? The thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, you said, the cryptic note shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say when everybody meet up, right? It'll be like different messages on each paper, and they gotta put it together, and then when they
Why not?
No, it could be. Oh, that's a good
Why
idea.
not?
It could actually be that when you put all the papers together, it makes
It
it.
forms
I was
Oh,
thinking
no.
a simple,
Yeah.
I was thinking a simple thing. With
A
like,
chess piece.
I was thinking a simple thing with
Ah,
something text.
yes.
And they have to like they have to display the right message. If not, then each time they put a wrong message, somebody's gonna die or something like that.
Exactly.
Everybody gets like one of the chess pieces, like a black or a white card, and it has a chess piece on it.
So-
I'm sorry, but we're like
Why not?
going
Why not have the same concept through text?
through
You could do that
text.
too.
Like text.
text. How you gonna put text messages together? Like,
Each get a
That's
photo.
I don't know what you were expecting with a question.
When I
like
say
that.
text, I was hoping that everybody would catch that. It would come through your phone. Jeez.
Oh, also, I watch. Anybody watches the Chiller Network?
Come into the video.
Yes.
Anybody watch Chiller? Chiller, as well as many other sites and channels, have a lot of competitions where you get to submit films and they display it on their website and their channel.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that we can do this because there's been a lot of opportunities where we can do this. And I'm like, all right, Jet Central's not together right now, so we really can't.
Yeah.
But you ever heard of Project Greenlight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They recently are going to start another season, but they wanted somebody to send in. They wanted people to send in scripts, and they would pick people who had the best scripts, and they would develop movies out of them. And they're doing a new season for that.
That
Ooh,
stuff
that's
like
really
that
nice.
is what I wanted to do too. I actually wanted to submit things. You know, we're supposed to
talked
do
about it.
contests, but
To get money for our
we
budget.
never got to do anything, and that's because the motivation is not high.
Here's my biggest idea in terms of that. There's a lot of films that we have in mentality. You look so Chinese when you just did that.
I'm blind. I have to focus on what I'm
Got you.
looking at.
So I'm saying, like, we have a lot of films that we want to do that we can do, and then some that we can't do because of extreme budgeting. I'm thinking for the finances of the company, we take some of the scripts for the ones that we can do because of expenses.
Budget.
We sell those scripts out.
We can do that. Definitely. So, so as far as Chess Murder Chronicles is concerned, you guys are already on the right track. Some of the stuff you guys came up with, I would want to see that. You know what I'm saying? And I would actually like to be the fan watching the Chess Murder Chronicles on my computer. Like that would be a dream of mine. So hopefully we can make it happen.
All right. Nobody's saying anything more about it to Joseph. We'll talk about it amongst ourselves. He can
Exactly.
say
Yeah.
all
As long as it
the-
doesn't have Joseph hate crime. Or some secret innuendos. The second thing is potential departments in the future. Because the departments that we're talking about now, that's just for right now. That's just to start the new era. That's just to begin things. One thing might not work. Chess Murder might not work. That might have to be, taken out and replaced. So for instance, with the JCWA, which I'll talk about a little later, it will be replaced as soon as it's finished with something new. Eventually, I want to do stuff like, I want a video game department. I think it would really be cool to have our own game. It could be a fighting game, an RPG. I can teach you guys how to use RPG Maker. I used it when I was a little kid, and it's so easy. Just put some of your time into learning it. And Damien, you look like you're about to really say something important. So,
All right. There's anybody know what Mugen is?
What?
wait,
New game?
Mugen.
The fighting
Mugen?
game, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get to put fighting characters from all games.
Wait,
in
you can make the
anywhere.
They
Green Ranger fight.
They
Blue
have
versus
Yeah.
a
Sentinel,
brand new version called
do?
EDO or EF something,
Oh, my God.
EF12. It's 3D. It's like the Tekken fighting games that you play on the current systems. It's like that. You can import your
Nice.
textures, your faces, and all that other stuff. You can make your own moves. Your own
Okay,
animations.
someone needs to get on this. Someone, if whether you're watching it or it's
Someone
one of these
that's thinking.
gamers, who else is it? Gamers here.
I've been waiting for a 3D thing.
No, that would be fantastic. I would love. Like, if we have our own fighting game, I wouldn't want another game. I'll just like beat up Aaron or something.
I'll show you guys
Facts.
whenever we get out of here.
Okay. Then another department I want to do is a cartoon department.
Oh.
I felt, and I'm not talking about myself when I feel this, Legacy of Erebanam is still some people's funny is they love that cartoon to death, that it was so poorly drawn and put together, and it was really just to make fun of Aaron because he was pissing us off around that time, and I didn't know people would like it. Now imagine a cartoon that like legitimately looks like a cartoon, you know what I'm saying, and each person talks as their character, and we put an actual cartoon together.
That would be so
Either
cool.
you could draw it or
I do
make it
know how
on
to
a
make
computer.
cartoons.
And we
Oh, Jalen Taylor
Ah.
said, sneaking a little bit so people can see you.
Oh.
So Jalen Taylor says that he knows a little bit about that. You use Flash, I believe, right?
Oh,
Flash,
yeah.
iStop motion. What you can do is you can make claymation with iStop motion, and you can also make little hand-drawn cartoons. And what you can do with Flash is you can just draw it on the computer and then make your animation right there.
Newground does a
So
lot of
these
that.
are not departments that are out of our reach. We just need the motivation. Anybody else, America? You seem like you were gonna say something.
No, I thought it was something else. I thought we were gonna talk about the actual departments we still have. Like,
Oh, okay. That you see, we'll get to that afterwards.
Music.
Go ahead.
I haven't
The whole
seen anything.
cartoon. Sorry.
Okay, okay.
The whole cartoon thing also brings in another portion of acting, which is voice acting.
Yeah.
So that's another great thing.
And video games can bring voice acting too. Your
Yep.
computer's about to turn off again.
We should do a music
Um,
department.
Huh?
A music department.
We could, but it would have to be like, for something specific. But we could do anything. You know what I'm saying? But
We need
Again.
the motivation.
we need the motivation. The third topic. If everyone's done with the second one, by the way. You guys are good. The third one: discussion on what shorts to do when they return, including the Avengers parody. I already know Detective Dick is in line as the first, if not the second.
I've had so many ideas for Bandit Brothers.
Yes, Bandit Brothers needs an episode
Doug
2.
Wizzle.
We need to get Doug Wizzle back up there. We need new
Knockout
characters
Nash.
like Knockout Nash and Agatha, and other things to expand on, not only the old stuff, but to bring in new things as well. The Avengers parody, we can still do that. Not a lot of people know about it. Just kind of hush hush for the meeting. I won't say anything else. But what other shorts do you guys want to see being created? First, second, third, etc.
Jackass.
I think me and him are equal in this when we want a martial arts short or mini.
Like martial arts comedy short.
With the fit with the Ada Singh dialogue and the drastic moves. And
We could
everything.
do a mini of that. That sounds like a mini.
Well, you just brought me another idea. I know we do a lot of comedy shorts. Is there any kind? I know you introduced a series, the with the chess marker.
Yeah.
It was the other one. What is it called again?
Wait, a different series? Web series?
You
that was
introduced.
serious?
You said the Chessburger Chronicles
Oh,
series.
and Just Central Mysteries.
Okay, so that's going to be a serious. Are there going to be any more other serious shorts or short
could.
movies?
We should do
But
we should do some more dramas.
Yeah,
But that should be
Dramas.
a different department than shorts.
Okay.
It shouldn't be called shorts because shorts has its purpose, and that is to bring laughs and humor among the YouTube community. If we're gonna do serious shorts, that would probably be either its own web series or something along the lines of its own thing. But I could see that happening definitely.
I want a martial arts miniseries.
Yeah,
I got one.
a martial arts movie one day. Think big.
Don't.
That would be
Pants
awesome.
Adventures.
This one actually is torn between Bandit Brothers and Detective Dick. Vito.
Definitely.
They sound like they could intertwine so perfectly.
Exactly.
They really.
I want to
do.
bring trade friends that
Here's what I was thinking.
love that concept. People love it too. I showed someone the Trade Friends trilogy. They loved it. Like it's good.
Vito,
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be a hit automatically. Because we're introduced to a character.
Oh yeah. So Sosa's talking about a character that's kind of like a Guido, and he thinks he's like the head of this mafia type group, but he's not, and nobody respects him, and things like that. He's supposed to be added with the other character shorts we have, like for example, Bogdanovich and the Incredible Russian, Bandit Brothers, Detective Dick, Thug Wizzle, and then hope to get Knockout Nash, Diary of Agatha. If America can't beat Agatha, we'll get someone else.
I know, right? You'll finally have company after all these years.
And that's pretty much it, right?
Pretty much.
I have an idea.
Go ahead.
We should make something like, and then somebody goes around and randomly starts paying to people. Like,
Oh, like Buttholes, which was our
That's
ghetto
how we
version
all
of
get
Jackass.
passionate things. Just saying.
Well, you never know. Maybe
I mean,
one day.
What you're talking about is something like Vitalized TV. Have you ever seen that YouTube channel? What he's talking about is like you walk up to random people, just that's like I understand that. That's
no,
like
I'm not
it's
talking about random people. I'm talking about like,
you. So
say one of y'all is chilling and then some on like I just
Also,
wanna-
like a
so it's like
Yeah.
staging it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the final thing I want to talk about is recruitment strategies. This is really important. I don't think most people understand how important this is, and understand that we don't even ask for much when it comes to recruiting. All you have to do is tell someone to meet up with us. Me and Sosa got the rest. You don't have to do nothing. As soon as they step into my house, I'll be able to show them all the projects we got, all the stuff we got lined up. You won't have to do anything anymore. However, in order for this company to continue and for this team to go, we have to constantly bring people in. That's something that never ends. That's a struggle that never ends, because the more people that joins us means the more people that knows about us, the more friends they can tell, the more their friends can tell their friends, hey, look who was in a video the other day. You never know who you bring in knows. How many people they know, what kind of connections. So recruit. Only if you think they will be good for the team. If they come with their own kind of drama, if there's someone that's not going to mesh well, then either don't recruit them or leave them to me and Sosa, and we'll either straighten them out or tell them to leave, because that's not going to be tolerated here.
So no convicts.
I guess.
Hey,
All I know is
Hey,
Nah, jokes.
it depends on the convict. It depends on the convict. Some actually I'll be okay with. For example, murderers, no. Drug dealers, maybe. But prostitution, well, we'll talk about that later.
Sosa's joking around, guys. And anything else you guys want to say about recruitment strategies or any ways? I'll tell you a couple of ours. One way that we're thinking of recruiting is going to schools, talking to the people. Because if they tell us no, they tell us no. Who cares? The fact is, I'm okay. The fact is, we're going there and we're trying it out. Like the school that me and Damien went to, for example, and other things like that. Mostly schools that might have an acting department or something along the lines of that. That's one thing me and Sosa are going to be doing after a while. Other than that, Facebook doesn't really work too much. I find it that if the person doesn't know you, they're most likely not going to say anything. So the best bet to recruit is to make sure that you know the person somehow, some way, in person. Whether you met them in school, whether you're a coworker of theirs. Try to bring in people that you don't know and you just found them on Facebook. That doesn't work. That strategy doesn't work.
Yeah,
I just. Oh, sorry.
no, sorry. Anything can happen at that point. Like they'll say they'll be with it or whatnot. You can, unless you're the type of person that can tell through their text that. Unless you're the type of person that can tell through their text that okay, they'll say yes or whatever. They'll be like, wow, this is cool, and then you're like, yeah, you're not with it.
I guess that's why it was important to meet with them. That way, you know how the level of involvement or interest is. If they're like, well, I like to do things here and there.
That's an automatic red flag. That's like no.
I'm gonna say two things. One, those are the people that we're gonna look out for because they're just gonna be a time waster. Spending the time to meet with them will be a time waster. We don't want people like that. So that's one big thing. And we understand that not everybody knows people. So not everybody is required or expected to recruit. Only the people that knows people that would be interested. Because if you're interested, I'm pretty sure someone else would be interested. And don't demean them the opportunity and deny them the opportunity. Because if I was a friend of one of you guys and you tell me like a year after us being friends that you're a part of a film team, I'd kill you. I'd be like, man, why didn't you tell me this already? I want to be a part of a film. What do we got to do? Can I have fighting scenes? Can I punch someone? Like things like that. You never know who would be interested unless you ask. Just go around. You want to be interested? No, thank you for your time. And that's it.
Or you can put them on Facebook.
Exactly. And another thing, and this mostly goes out to the new recruits too that may not understand, exactly how we do things. The movies are the scripted stuff going on, and some departments will probably have scripts too. Many shorts, things like that is there to test your improv skills because improving is very, very important. That's why we don't use scripts for shorts because improving is essential. That's not only a skill that can help you here or in the acting, or that's a skill that can help you in your life. Improving, knowing what to say, being quick on your toes. Every short so far, we have the jokes, we got what we got to do, and we pretty much improv it. And we feel that you being a part of shorts and minis and things will increase your improv skills too and can get you more quicker to say things. Because it's one thing to work by a script and already know the lines you're saying. It's another thing to creatively come up with what your character is saying on your own. How your character reacts to situations, what your character does in situations. So shorts and minis not having scripts is the most creative part of the whole thing. Someone had a question?
I have something to say.
Go.
To elaborate on that, you know how we do acting in front of a camera?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you two mentioned that you spoke to people who are stage actresses.
Yeah.
What if I don't know if it's possible if we can possibly do some improv on stage in front of like a crowd. I think
we'd be great as Wild 'N Out.
I
Like
like
Wild
it,
'N
to
Out?
be honest.
Yeah, like
I've
Wild 'N
always-
Out or
yeah.
Whose Line Is It Anyways,
Like
for example.
sketch comedy.
We'd be great.
I would love to do that.
We know how to
I've
do that
always
already.
wanted to do that. That would be great.
That's almost in a way the way we do shorts is like that. The way we do minis is like that. So that's right up our alley. We won't have to do much to do that. So that's a great idea. I won't mind. The sky's the limit. We could do anything. Any idea that you suggest is not stupid because if it is possible, then it can happen. But like I said many times, and it is getting repetitive, the motivation needs to be there, not just from you guys, but from the people watching at home.
This is one reason why we really want the recruits at the same time. Because people get into what we call a comfortable zone. And that is when you feel, okay, I've done my part, I did my shorts, I did the JCWA, now I'm just going to relax, kick back, and I don't have to do anything, I don't have to recruit, I don't have to do anything at all. And when that happens, sometimes special events, special meetings, they don't show up and things like that, and then everybody's sitting there wondering what's going on, and there's always excuse after excuse after excuse. With new recruits and more people there, we have, as I always say, another insurance policy right behind that we don't have to stray away from.
Yeah, and to all the recruits, don't be closed-minded, because already, like, you know, for all the JCWA's not my thing, there's not, you don't know until you're here. Give everything a chance, because that's how you guarantee that you're gonna go above all other new recruits when you get here. The more stuff you're open to, the more stuff you want to do, the more stuff you're down for is going to reflect even more positively on you when feature films and things that most people are trying to gun for in this team.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk to the newbies real quick.
Okay.
Want to
Just
come
want
over
to
here?
say something.
You can switch with me if you want.
No, I just want to say something. With that being said, for all the newbies that feel like, oh, Joseph is being too hard on us, he's making us work, we all have to go through it. I had to go through it. I went from a supporting role to a main role, and trust me, it wasn't just because I was a girl. It wasn't like, oh, okay, here, take the role, it's yours. I had to beg this guy. I had to prove myself. I had to go through him deciding to choose 5, 6 other girls first, and then finally saying, okay, America, I think you deserve the role. And at the end of the day, I actually thought that it was just like, oh, we can't have anybody else, you just take it. But I did work my ass off.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. America Serta is, you know, a very special case because she doesn't just wait for things to be given to her. She fights for them. Okay, do what you gotta do. She fights for them and she earns it. And, you know, those are the type of people we ultimately want here. If you're somebody that, like I said, you think you're a great actor, so you're just gonna get bigger roles than everyone. No, wipe that memory, wipe that opinion out of your mind, because this is nothing. Jets Central Films is nothing like any film, any company, any team, anything that you have ever been a part of.
Either way,
So,
it's not like that in the real world either.
exactly. So you have to treat this more like a job that is just like us. What you start from the bottom in a job. You get better as you go on. You earn your positions. You earn roles. The same thing here. It's nothing new. What I'm talking about is things that wrestling has been doing for years. That work that the workplace has been doing for years. You know, and that's how we're gonna do it.
Nobody's entitled to ever.
Nobody's entitled for
I
anything.
don't even like that word that I keep being told about entitled. I don't think I'm entitled to anything.
Yeah,
None of
it's-
you.
It's not I should, it's I could. You know, you could have that role, but you have to do what you have to do
To
in
get
order
it.
to get it. Yeah.
And there's no such thing as I
Amen.
can't. Always say I
Amen.
can and do it.
Exactly. So that's about it. Thank you all for attending this very important meeting. We are now in this very productive new era, and I will soon contact every individual that is going to be a part of the production team, which is pretty much the people watching. So Christopher Taveras, Mr. Random School Lunch, Alvaro Franco, anybody else that showed interest in possibly being a part of a production team, learning how to edit. I know Damian Jenkins is gonna, you know, take control of one of them.
Just need a better laptop.
Exactly, America
Me
Serta.
too.
I just
So,
need Final Cut.
so I can get each of them ready for the tasks at hand. Expect to learn my style when it comes to editing, while gaining your own style as well, because nobody's gonna do it exactly like me. Everybody's different. Thank you all once again and make me proud. I'm counting on every single one of you to help out in any way, shape, or form. Only the weak will get left behind in the past, and only the strong will survive and thrive in this new era. The production era has officially begun. Good luck, Warriors. Remember, how far will we go? As far as you help take us. I was waiting for that part. And that is the end of the meeting. Thank you all for watching in your homes and exactly getting informed with us. And I hope to see some of you in the new era. I know I'm not going to see all of you, and you know who I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure I'll see a good amount of you at least. So thank you all for watching. Take care.